I can help these guys anti-bitter.
Right now.
The standard of truth has been erected.
Stop playing defense.
You're absolutely right.
No unhallowed hand can stop the broadcast.
That is the way that a lot of Latter-day Saints do apologetics.
Cancel culture rages and mobs combine.
We actually had one of the protesters over for dinner.
What?
But the truth of God will go forth boldly
These people are lying to you. They do not care about you.
until it has reached every television, sounded in every iPhone, and reached every person. This signal will continue to go forth. Here we defend truth. Here we denounce deception. Here we are created in the image of God. Our detractors call us crazy, but our friends call us.
All right. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Ward Radio live stream. I am your host, Cardin Ellis. And today I am joined in the studio by a superstar cast, a killer cast, dare I say. Oh, geez. If there's any proof that we're doing this, who did this? If there's any proof that we're broadcasting live, there it is, right there. I'm your host, Cardin Ellis. And I'm joined today in the studio by none other than Kuweku L, as well as Brad Whitbeck, Brittany the Shadow, and Jacob Hansen. Brittany, are you sober for the?
I'm thirsty, and I brought my drink to the studio.
Yeah. Okay. So I think now's a good time to talk about avoiding the appearance of evil. No, I'm just kidding. Okay.
It's Diet Pepsi.
Okay, can you sniff that?
Way to drink it.
Yeah, so I know that you're very familiar as a Canadian with alcohol culture, Brad.
Oh yeah.
Could you sniff that and see if
Sniff.
Yeah, Diet Pepsi doesn't smell like gasoline, does it?
Oh no. Is it diet? Is that aspartame you smell? No, by the way.
I'm leaving.
No,
I'm so sorry, Brittany. I'm sorry. It's definitely Coke.
It's Pepsi.
That's funny.
That's what I mean. That one.
Okay, we are also joined by somebody that's going to come in with a big channel announcement today. First off, though, before we go any farther, Ed, Bodyguard Ed, how we doing? There's Ed, making sure that we are all protected. And also next to him is none other than a man we'll meet a little bit later, Israel Gonzalez. What's going on, bro? Shout out. Yeah. And he's going to be part of our big channel announcement. It's actually, I'm really stoked for what we got going on with the channel. As soon as everybody's in the channel, as soon as everybody's in the chat, we're going to talk about it. And it's going to be fun. It's going to be great. Until then, gosh, man, what were you guys talking about before this all started? Something about the Cougar Chronicle going astray. Was that your theory, Kwaku? Or who is saying that?
Oh, yeah, that was my theory.
Elaborate. I want to know what's going on.
Okay, so I think ever since Luke Hansen left the Cougar Chronicle, something's happened to it.
Oh.
Where, Trump was cool because he was a rebel.
Okay.
And you know who's never cool? The kid who's excited to work for the Hall Monitor. And I've looked at the past 6 posts on Cougar Chronicle.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, look at the last one. It's about a subject we won't talk about, but the BYU ASA, official BYU ASA club, has leadership that posted comments warm to the T attack on Israel October 7th. Should BYU be approving clubs with leaders who hold these views and they won't approve a Turning Point USA chapter? You're like, okay. And then BYU CAP's office removes LGBTQ activism guides. Thanks to our reporting, responsible action has ensured that it's like all these posts. There's 4 more where they're like, you shouldn't be able to say that, and now you can't. What happened to being like?
So they need to become rebels again.
Well, I think that whenever you're silencing those you don't agree with, something's off. Instead of being mad at the whatever woke person who had the woke Book of Mormon stuff.
Didn't they expose this neo-Marxist talk that just went down to BYU? I talked
terribly,
to Matt.
terribly.
Here is one thing that I think I agree with Kwaku on right here.
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
What he's saying is you don't fight it by just criticizing them.
Yeah, it makes you a wimp.
You give a better option, right?
It's the whole socialism.
They should have gone to
sucks was a
BYU
bad-
Republicans
Yeah.
who has money. I mean, I assume they still have money, and said, "All right, you guys have a woke person doing this talk. We're gonna bring in James Lindsay or someone, and we're gonna advertise the conference." Like, why don't you do that as opposed to whining? I can't believe a woke person speaking on campus. Then go get a conservative. But don't be a hall. Can I see your hall pass? Can you hand that out on campus? Like, oh my gosh,
All
what
right.
happened? And look, I don't know. I think ever since the Sebastian thing, they're like a dog, and someone they got neutered. Now they're like afraid. It's like, what happened? You need to literally be BAs. You need to go frickin' get Rod Meldrum. Host a Rod Meldrum conference at the Wilk and just trigger all the libs. I would pay to see that. That'd be amazing. Go get Ballard, Tim. Go whoever you need. Do something like that because. Like the likes, like you look at it, the likes are going down, the comments, and they're whining.
Oh, and it'll just make them more effective,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
give a better solution. It's fine to call things out every once in a while, but if that's all you're doing,
You should not be allowed to say that. Shut up. Like, say it. Like,
that is college campuses to Ben Shapiro. What, 10
Yeah,
years ago?
Exactly. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's not a winning
Before
strategy.
we go any farther, I do have to say I'm doing Jonah Barnes's job today. It's unfortunate, but he isn't able to join us at the beginning. And as the ward librarian / ward clerk, it is now my duty to welcome people to the ward family. And so we have received the records of several new members.
Oh my gosh.
All right. We have received the records of Samuel Skeen. Welcome to the ward. Everybody who would like to welcome Samuel Skeen, please put a W in the chat. W for Samuel Skeen. I just misspelled your name, but sorry, bro. At least I didn't botch it from the pulpit. Also, there was another one that I saw. There was another member that joined. Oh, I didn't see it. Oh, by the way, Paulie Nike's 2000, bro. I owe you a call back. There's a crazy family emergency that came up, my friend. He was actually supposed to be here, and we were coordinating to have him here because he's got a super interesting topic on social media influence on kids within the church. But I got super swamped. I didn't call him back in time. So we might have to do that next time around, or else in between when you guys come and go, or else who knows? Maybe he'll get in a car and drive to Los Angeles from Arizona tonight. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But yeah, welcome to all the members of the chat, and I'm very much I'm very much seeing a overwhelming support from the Ward family for our new member, Samuel Skeen. So welcome, Samuel. By the way, if you guys got any questions you want us to read on air and it's germane to the conversation, we try and read all of the super chats on air. So if you have any burning questions you want to ask us, make sure you just give us a super chat. We'll do our best to read it. Also, make sure you like this stream as you are coming in. It tells all the algorithms that this is a fun thing to share. So please make sure you like this stream. And also, I still see that 38% of you guys have not yet subscribed to Ward Radio yet. You're not subscribed. You're watching our videos, but you're not subscribed. So as soon as you can, please make sure that you head on over. And I know you might have to create an account, and it kind of sucks creating a YouTube account. But yes, if you can, please subscribe to Ward Radio. That's awesome. So anyway, Paulie Nikes, the reason why I brought him up was he said, we got to talk about this ASU guy, Professor Pagan, that talked about that. I'm sure you know all about this, right, Jonah? Not Jonah, Jacob.
Jacob, yes,
So-
I did a whole interview with him and know all about it.
You did an interview with the professor?
No, I did an interview with the others. I did actually reach out to Dr. Pagan. I offered to have him come on my show before I interviewed the Cougar Chronicle to discuss it, and he turned it down.
So who's defending BYU from, I really feel like, and I was talking with Greg Mattson about this today, and hopefully he'll come on the show on Saturday, but I was talking to Greg Mattson about this today, and it's like anti-Mormons have Mormons duped right now. It's literally like, oh no, don't defend the gospel because our enemies might think it's mean, so don't do it. And it's like they've got us by the, you know what I'm saying? With this argument.
What are you saying?
He clearly meant face. He clearly
Yes.
meant face.
By the ears.
Yes, by the butt cheeks. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was.
So much better.
So much better. Yes, exactly. So it seems really weird, but it's like our faith. They can make fake BYU hoax claims of racism, and we'll run out to defend ourselves and say, yes, we are, when it was objectively false, provably false, demonstrably false. And then now it's like we have to be afraid to defend the Book of Mormon from utter, unabashed neo-Marxists literally claiming the word iniquity in the Book of Mormon is the same as equity, and unless we socialize our lives, our school, and our doctrine, we're not living up to the Book of Mormon. Like, you can't believe that this stuff is real. So who's defending us, Jacob? It's supposed to be the Cougar Chronicle, but you say the Cougar Chronicle is not doing it anymore, Kwaku. So, like, who is our defensor? I thought this Reese guy was going to do it. It was going to clean up the campus, but now he's not. I don't know if we can send our kids there. I know a ton of people that are pulling out their donations from BYU.
Okay.
You know where you could send them?
Where?
BYU, Idaho.
Yeah, that's not bad. Here's my thing.
That's
First
a
of all,
BYU now?
Kwaku looked horrified.
So
That is a depressing little city.
I love Rexburg.
here's the thing. Everyone who hates Rexburg are people that haven't been there. I never went to Rexburg. I went to Provo and I went to Hawaii, which is the Lord's true university. And so...
I would have killed to go to BYU. I've been to Rexburg many times. Hey, that is a sad little
But here's the
depressing...
thing. People,
It is not.
Everybody
I loved it.
I know who's gone there, they all talk good about it. Now, here's the thing. I complain about BYU on my channel. I'll point out things. And I actually disagree with you, Kwaku, to a degree. I think maybe there is a little critique of maybe we could do more than just point out the woke insanity at the school. But I do think pointing out the woke insanity, like, hey, at least you're doing that, right? Now I will say, though, to everyone out there who hears me or us or anybody ragging on BYU, this does not come from a place saying I hate BYU, like who could ever send their kids there? Because I go, all right, BYU's bad. Compared to what? Show me a better set of schools to send your kids to that aren't woke indoctrination factories.
It used
Stevens
to
Henniger College, okay.
Oh,
No,
is that like
BYU,
a
I
billboard
still
school?
plan-
I think so.
I still fully plan to send my kids to BYU.
Can I just say, actually, the alternative, remember, it used to be, Liberty University was like, hey, Liberty University was a really good Christian school until like the head of the school was like hiring
Yeah,
like a
that
Guatemalan pool boy to sleep with his wife or something weird.
Yeah.
Right?
What?
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
that
it
guy
got-
was weird.
it got weird.
Follow those people. But you remember that? Like the head of Liberty University, he was like paying a
Yeah.
pool boy to like badonk his wife on camera while he watched in the corner.
Yeah,
It's
no, it
completely real.
was really
Things
bad.
I never needed to know.
Like, really, really weird. That's Glenn Beck's buddy.
And here's the thing. I'm
Real. It happened. I'm not making this up.
and you're talking to a guy who went to Catholic schools growing up. If there was another Christian university that I felt like was better than BYU, I would encourage my kids to go there. But BYU is still an excellent school, both academically, socially, and frankly, I think the most important thing you do in college is meet girls and get married.
Okay.
That's fair.
I agree with
That's fair.
I agree with the first half of that.
Hey, your wife, your wife will affect your happiness way more than your job. You could have a great marriage and a second-rate career and be very happy, or you could have a great career and a crappy marriage. And I'll tell you what, you're going to be a lot more miserable if you have all the money in the world and an unhappy marriage. It sucks.
I was making a joke. I wasn't going to commentate. I was making a joke. Okay, so I'm happy this guy came.
Yeah. No, it's a good thing.
I'm happy that guy came. Look, here's what I think is. I want to see this.
Whoa, wait, no. I agree with you that, okay, I'm happy he came. If it were a situation where the counter argument was as equally allowed as he is.
Should have been a debate.
The problem is they never allow the counter argument in academia, and BYU is slowly starting to drink the academic Kool-Aid where it's okay and it's soft and it's nice to suggest that we need to socialize everything. But
Yes,
if you say that,
but-
oh no, the Book of Mormon supports individualism and free agency, then all of a sudden you're a right-winger.
No. Here's my problem. You're Cardin, and you're going to hate that I say this, but you're thinking like a boomer right now.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
really good at that.
You're thinking like a boomer right now.
I've
because-
gotten into their heads, dude. And
Yeah,
it's like
okay.
I'm like a boomer ninja. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Garden the Boomer Ninja.
When I was doing BYU Dems, the
Yeah.
club had like 10 followers, and I got us over 1,000 in like a month, which like it's not like
Planned Parenthood.
a
Thanks.
ton, but like we really,
I hope you
great.
guys heard Cardin on
He
that.
said
That was a
Planned
good one.
Parenthood. I am pro-life. I am pro-life.
Oh, okay.
okay.
Democrats aren't.
Neither
Yeah.
are the Republicans. I'm actually pro-life.
We're
I
gonna
can't
go
get into
this
that,
whole-
a
But
whole nother
the point is
episode.
though, this guy has his take on the Book of Mormon. BYU, the flagship university which espouses the Book of Mormon, I want to see the different kinds and the different takes on the restored gospel. I want to see them battle it out. I want to see it as the epicenter of restorationist ideas. I think that's cool. And you know what? If you're mad that the liberals have their guy, you need to bring a guy. And if BYU
No, but they're disallowed, and
They
it's the
won't allow
weakness
it.
Here's how you
of
fix it.
leadership.
Here's
It's
how you
the
fix it.
weakness
Who's
of leadership.
disallowed? Who's
Okay.
disallowed?
Okay. Here's
I've talked to many Turning Point USA guys that have tried to get some of the
TPUSA
popular.
won't. Of course, they're not going to get a club.
What? But the Black Menaces can?
They don't have a club.
All right. Well,
They're three guys with a mic. This is what I'm saying. You prove my point. What has more? Who do people know more at BYU?
No, he's questioning whether I agree with Kwaku here that conservatives are really good at being conservative and not wanting to go on camera. Do you know how many calls I get?
No,
from
that's not what I'm saying. No, that's not what I'm
No.
saying
Well,
at
the
all.
Black Menaces are actually they're kind of doing some civil disobedience stuff by breaking the rules. and
No.
breaking
That's not what I'm
social
saying
norms
either. No,
to get their
you're just
content.
cutting me off early.
And conservatives don't do that.
Here's what I'm saying. No. I watched Turning Point USA go to College Place, an apartment complex with a big clubhouse, like 2 years ago, and they weren't an official BYU club, and they said in their flyers, we're not a BYU club, but they ran boosted ads, and they put a flyer on everybody's door, and they packed hundreds of people into that place that can hold 50, and everybody was there to listen to this speaker. Boom. It didn't have to be approved by BYU. It was right off campus. It was
True dat.
basically on campus. There is no reason why in Provo, Utah, if you're a political club or a political club, you can't get your word out just as effectively.
The thing is that no.
The squeaky wheel gets the grease. I agree with Kwaku.
Here's the issue.
But we were both party promoters, so.
BYU is a church school, and the church. If we know anything about the church and its administration, we want to avoid.
It's not a church
controversy.
school. It's a church bureaucracy
Okay,
school.
whatever. It is it is an institution that is affiliated with the church, and all of us know, especially you guys, that when the church gets involved with anything that's controversial, they don't like it. They hate controversy. So here's the thing. Woke people are able to get in as uncontroversial because woke people come in and they bring in, well, we're just going to talk about inclusion. And the way that inclusion
So they
and
lie.
diversity appeal to the Book of Mormon. Surely that's a wonderful,
So the shepherds that are in
uncontroversial
charge of the flock are letting the wolves come in sheep's clothing instead,
thing.
which is
Sometimes that
incompetence.
happens.
That's incompetence.
I would largely agree.
Guys, every time that this comes up, I just think, how did you raise your kids that you think they're going to go to BYU and immediately become deceived by anybody who says something evil or something insidious? Like, did you not raise your kids to be able to discern truth for themselves? Like, that's what I went to BYU to do. I went through the theater program there. That is the most woke portion of that school you
came
can
out
envision.
straight.
And you went through Divine Comedy, the most evil part.
Yeah, you came out straight,
Literally
bro.
named after hell. No, but here's the deal. I get so frustrated when people are like, what if my child is exposed to ideas that I don't agree with? You should be raising
because
them so they can handle that.
Yeah, but they should be done in the name of the gospel, especially if there's somebody that's there that's supposed to be the adult in the room. And I'm okay. Like, if I were sending my son to Berkeley, I'd be like, yeah, bro, I'm going to be checking in with you a lot. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's cool. And by the way, this is what you should watch out for. People are going to come at you as wolves in these sheep's clothing. They're going to come at you like this. They're going to lampoon this argument. And I would be prepping him for straight up spiritual and mental warfare, right? Because that's my job as a father. I would like to think that the administration of BYU is assisting me in that goal and that they share a mutual responsibility as they claim in their mission statement. You know what I'm saying? That they're living up to those ideals. Else don't be a church school. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but if you're
the
going to be a
church-
church school, then have it be a church school. If you're not, and you want to be the Harvard of the West, like they keep saying they do, then just abandon the church school thing and go woke like everybody else. And I'll prep my son when he goes to BYU as though I was prepping him like he goes to Yale.
Yeah, and frankly, the church, the school is not neutral. Other institutions can claim a level of neutrality. We're not. And in fact, it's sort of like this. Imagine you're like, well, let's have John DeLynn on the program so that everyone can hear all sides, and then we'll just sit here and just nod along and be like, yeah,
I don't
interesting
think
points.
that's-
Hold on. You should bring in these people, and what we should do is they should come to campus, and then we should contrast what is being said by these people with the gospel, because they need to justify everything that they say at this school with the gospel. And if they don't, then we should say, hey guys, this is garbage and this is why it's garbage. There should be more debate.
Well, yeah,
Well,
okay.
Kwaku, hold on. You can respond, but first we have to welcome David King to the Ward family. We got another Ward member here.
Bienvenidos.
Everybody that would like to welcome David King, to the family, please put a W in the chat. David King, man, I got to tell you, you're a cool guy, I'm sure, but you've got the nerdiest, most CES director / future apostle.
It's the backdrop.
It's the
one
backdrop. He's
they
got
all
the
use.
1990s smoky
That profile
backdrop.
photo?
The profile
Yeah.
photo. So you better, David King, you better end up becoming an apostle and live up to every ounce of that avatar photo. You know what I'm saying? Because you straight up look like at least general authority caliber headshot right there. So anyway, also Glenn Webster says, thank you for the super chat. Glenn says, when is Brad bringing back the beard? Brad, when you bringing back the beard, bro?
Oh, who knows? When I get lazy, every other day, if I don't shave, I guess I have no reason to have it right now, so I'm just kind of...
Have you been fired as King Mosiah from the church for being on Ward Radio?
Oh, 5 times over, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's a new episode every time where they're like, this was unacceptable, you're fired.
Hey, have you ever had anybody look at you kind of like side-eye because you were on Midnight Mormons or like Ward Radio?
Actually,
That's a yes. What is it, dog?
I had a really
Quake was like, I live with people giving me the side-eye, you know?
I had a really fun interaction with some people on, I think, actual correlation committee guys.
Oh my gosh.
Who were on set one day. And,
Really?
Yeah, and actually had a really good conversation with them. They were really cool.
Wait,
it was
some
funny.
correlation guys, what do they do? They say like, why did you say X, Y, or Z? Like, did they watch an episode of us or what?
No, this was back with This Is the Show. And yeah, and I was like, they like recognized me. I could tell that they recognized me, and I was like, why do you recognize me?
Oh, that's funny.
We talked a little bit, and I was like, so what did you guys think? And they're like, well, it was very energetic, you know, like they were not wanting to be like mean at all, but they like clearly they weren't like. It was fascinating because they simultaneously, I felt like they could not express approval or disapproval because it would feel too official for them to like say something in some way or another. So they felt like their hands were tied in the conversation too, in a little bit.
By the way, tied by what? Suburbanism? By a generation and an institution that protects 1960s propriety?
I think
more than it does the gospel?
American view of politeness, maybe. More than suburbanism.
We did, to be fair, Photoshop Brigham Young's face over Jason Derulo with a bunch of like.
It's Jason Derulo.
Like,
okay.
we were doing things they had could never fathom,
which were funny and succeeded and stemmed the tide for the 6 months that those things were up. They enjoyed all the benefits and then got the I'm not rehashing that. It just gets me angry.
Well, so we don't lose the track though. This guy, he believes in the Book of Mormon, and I think for what it's worth, if they're bringing in progressive speakers that still believe in the Book of Mormon, or at least say they do, okay, we can have our doubts if they do or not, but that's still within the restoration. So it may be an idea you disagree with, but I don't like this idea.
Did you hear the talk, bro?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that the mental gymnastics of trying to redefine iniquity as a lack of social justice.
Still, though, it doesn't mean you shouldn't be allowed to speak.
Oh,
That's
no,
what I'm
dude,
saying.
I'm a free speech
I'm
purist.
not.
But I'm saying don't put up bulwarks against the right-wing view when you allow the left-wing progressive view
But
to
do we
just
have-
run rampant.
Do we have evidence,
let me
though,
ask
that
a quick
that
question.
they're blocking right-wing LDS speakers on campus?
I want to
Yes.
clarify one thing. Cardin, it sounds like your argument is we should be allowing right-wing voices, but it sounds like Jacob is saying we should not be allowing guys like this guy who just spoke to speak. Is that, am I interpreting that correctly?
I would not say that I have some kibosh on what is allowed in speech. I also don't doubt that Dr. Pagan is a believer in the Book of Mormon. I think that he brings a very particular and not that obvious.
It's obviously he's a
lens.
missionary for secularism into Mormonism
Yeah, no,
instead of the gospel of Jesus
my
Christ
thing is
into
this,
a secular society.
Is that if someone is going to come and speak on the Book of Mormon with a talk like that, you're going to know beforehand, if you're in the administration, like what this talk is about. And my thing is are they really that blind that they can't see that this
Well,
guy's
this is what
obviously
I'm
pushing an
doing
agenda? And if he is, that's fine. If you want to have something that's controversial, well then I'm okay with it. I'm not like the church in that way, but you bring both sides of the controversy.
I'm literally doing this investigation right now. I've been calling BYU all day, asking one simple question: who approved this, and what is the rubric for approval?
Mm-hmm.
Because let me tell you, with the reputation amongst the most high-profile donors of BYU going woke, you know what I'm saying? Which I think is a hyperbolic exaggeration, but is not based off of hearsay. It's based off of a lot of specific measurable quantifiers, all right? Reese was hired with one job: do what his predecessor was not doing. Stem the tide of this crazy wokeness that's making our kids leave the church. They shouldn't be being introduced to the ideas that make them go inactive in college by college professors. Kwaku, what was our first podcast when we were Midnight Mormons? You were the one that suggested this topic, and I was dubious. What was the title of the movie? What was the title of the episode?
Woke BYU professors.
Yeah, it was woke BYU professors are leading the youth astray, ? And I was literally challenging you on the point at like, BYU, come on, that's like saying like the Pope is satanic or something like that, you know? and you literally told me, you said, no, there's these professors, they're teaching this, it's yielding these results.
Oh,
they're teaming
Heavenly
up
Mother is a queer fat black woman who says the F word a lot.
Yeah,
Right,
that one was a good one. That was a tweet. I saw that.
So I
that tweet.
didn't believe you, and that was 3 or 4 years ago. And what was the name of the previous president? I'm blanking right now.
Oh, Kevin J.
Worthen.
Worthen.
Yeah, it was Worthlin. Okay, no, Worthen. Sorry,
Worthen,
Worthlin is what the was one of my mission presidents. So Worthen was a puppy, and he rolled over, and he was railroaded by all the woke scolds, saying, "If you don't do this, somebody somewhere is going to cry or hurt themselves, and so you're a bad person that's aiding in that because you don't let us teach that." I don't know. Heavenly Mother was a whatever you said.
Well, and to be
well, hold on. Let me finish the thought. So Reese was hired with one job, and now he's the guy that lets this dude come on campus and literally make the speech that he just made. I got to tell you, if I were in his shoes, I would say, okay, deans, I know you guys get to approve speakers, and you guys are, you know, all these 17 deans, you guys are like the little archbishops, okay, and I can't handle everything. But let me tell you, if anything has to do with DEI, CRT, or, these 4 woke topics, you're going to get approval from me first before you say yes to him, or it's your job. And he's not doing it. And so I wonder if he's got the stones to pull off the job.
Sorry, two things. One, we don't know that he's not doing it. Because
Okay.
just because one bug got into the house doesn't mean you didn't stop the 15 roaches we're getting into, okay? So, and not to call this guy a roach.
This is like the
probably
17th.
bad terminology. Probably very bad terminology.
Look, you're talking to a pest control guy. It's okay.
Yeah, I was like, that was a
Second-
great analogy for me.
Second is
You know your audience.
Look, you can disagree with his take on what the Book of Mormon is teaching, but he's still a believer. I think he should be able to have the podium for an hour. And I also think we have seen an improvement. Because you remember, when we did that first podcast, what did BYU just come out? We freaking just had our Les Mis moment. We had the giant honor code protests being run by students who are who are calling their parents chomos, falsifying police records, creating entirely false narratives online, manipulating other students to be involved in a secret cabal that was planning BYU takedown meetings on UVU campus at 1 a.m., and they were doing it while being buddy-buddy with professors. A bunch of those professors are gone now.
Mm-hmm.
That is the level it was at. It was bug nutty. These people were crazy. And if right-wingers were doing it, I would have said, yeah, these are some fascist psychos at BYU who were doing this. This is not that. Okay, the Calvin Burks and those bug nutty crazy people are not in charge of, don't have any more power at BYU.
Yeah,
Look
by
at
the
the
way-
BYU Democrats page now. It's like 3 sweet-looking girls from Arizona who are like, we eat greens and you should recycle. That's
Yeah.
what it is. It's like, okay. It's
Kale
they're
is
Taylor
the forgotten
it's-
superfood.
I'm not kidding. It's like 3 Taylor Swift fans that are like Pink Pop, Barbie, I'm Kenough. All right, that's you know what I mean? The
Okay,
crazies are gone.
Finally, we're getting to a part in the live stream that I can contribute to. Taylor Swift, Barbie, I'm all ears.
So when I see this, I don't see the shadows of that. I was fighting those people. They were coming after me. This is different. I think though we need to see evidence that BYU is disallowing right-wing speakers who believe in the Book of Mormon from having any kind of. But I'll be honest with you, I don't think that they're giving them a platform. I don't think that BYU Republicans or any of these people are bringing in right-wing LDS speakers and saying, hey, give a talk on this subject from the scriptures, and we'll advertise it. I
So
don't think they're doing
Jacob, what's a talk that you and I and Kwaku and Brad, because Brad, he's a firebrand.
They wouldn't allow
if
me.
there ever were a lightning rod in this conversation, it is Brad Whitbeck. You know what I'm saying? What's a talk that we could offer to give at BYU that would be, well, anything's called right wing by anti-Mormons nowadays. But what's a topic that you and I could say, hey, we want to give this as a lecture series?
Oh man, there's so
And
many.
I
I'm
will
like,
literally, when I call this dean tomorrow, I got the dean's name. It's Padilla Walker. It's Dean Padilla Walker.
I'm just
in the School of Social Sciences and whatever. I have the number. Leaving a message, email, the whole 9 yards.
Okay, well, why they think about that? Can we catch up on Super Chat?
Yeah, we'll catch
good call.
keepers of the chats. We'll catch us up. But what's a topic? You think of a topic, and I will say, I want to know who approved this and what the process is for approval, and to test your legitimacy of whether or not you really do allow diverse viewpoints. I offer these speakers on this topic. Equal time.
Can I suggest some titles
Yes.
of talks?
Yes.
Okay, this one is for Jacob Hansen.
Uh-oh.
The Title of Liberty and Jordan Peterson.
Yes.
That one would sell tickets, right? Yeah. And then let's see. What's a good one for Kwaku? A Book of Mormon-ish topic that they wouldn't approve.
The inspiration of the founding fathers and the bodies buried in their basements.
I was thinking something more along the lines of Amalekaya original lizard person.
Okay.
All right.
And
then
Brittany. She could do what? T Swift and the dress code at BYU.
Probably. Yeah.
You know?
or
Brad,
let's
what
go
would you
with,
do?
for Brittany, I want to see something more like
No, for Brit-
Sherem's shadow.
Ooh.
Yeah, you got to have a shadow reference in there, right?
For Brittany, it would be Taylor Swift night at the BYUI bowling alley.
That's true.
Come
She's
walk to the bowling alley in the
It was
freezing cold
called-
temperatures in January in Rexburg.
It's not the bowling alley.
The sun sets at
Fat
3 p.m.
Cats.
and everyone hates themselves.
Oh my gosh.
So
They didn't even
and
have
then-
So Delicious. They have a knockoff Swig. Rexburg doesn't even have the soda shops. It's called like Bubble and Cup. It's like what, and it's next to a Deseret Book. And what's the chocolate shop? Like, it's like, what is going on in this town? Oh my God.
Kwaku has like mad geographical bigotry.
Here's how you
like,
know.
if you're from certain areas of this country, Kwaku will hate you. My wife literally has a problem with Kwaku, has trouble watching Word Radio because she's from Arizona. Okay? Like, she's from Arizona, and every time Kwaku gets on, she's like, Kwaku.
It's because regional bigotry is the only
acceptable
acceptable form of bigotry.
Last thing, Rexburg, you know it's not. You try to get on.
Are you guys having fun over there? Are you guys having fun over there, dog? Yeah.
Hey, you try to get in the Marriott Field. There will be a Tongan that tackles you to the ground immediately. You're not getting on there. The BYU Idaho Field, you can just walk on. There's nothing stopping it. They have half a scoreboard and like a wooden fence that's 2 feet tall, and you can just walk in. Any school which doesn't protect their football field, you
But
gotta
we
know.
don't have a football team, so like, why would we?
That didn't
They
help
have,
your
they have
cause.
full contact intramural. At least they did back in the day. They still have that.
Yeah. Well,
Full
when I was there,
contact
they
football
did.
intramural. That's so awesome.
Not
What
to
are they, do all
derail.
the intramural cheerleaders wear like long skirts and saddle
Yeah.
shoes?
Get a bunch of Mennonites running around with bonnets.
You know what I'm saying?
Not
Yeah.
to derail this ragging on BYU Idaho, but I have the title for Cardin's talk:
What?
Sorry, Brittany. I'm sorry.
Pahoran and the Woke Scolds.
Pahoran. No, you got to throw in something boomers.
Oh, yeah.
Like you got to say like the Big Bang, the boom that was heard around the no, that was Krakatoa when it exploded. I don't know. We'll figure out something, but it's got to be physics. I would actually do something having to do with etymology, or yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh, cool.
So we got to catch up on some super chats. Brittany, keepers of the chats, please catch us up, please.
I don't really feel like contributing anymore.
Oh, did we rip
Sorry.
on BYU
This is
too
like
much?
workplace harassment.
That's true.
That is what this
That's
is like.
true.
Yeah.
Coming from a female, you guys should watch yourself.
We'll take it up with HR.
Yeah, we'll take it up with HR. You're
Who's
HR,
our ward
babe.
HR?
Who's ward HR?
Okay, I think we left off. Is it Polly Nikes 2000? Polly Nikes? How do you
Yeah,
say his name?
Polly
Nikes.
Nikes.
Polly Nikes. Okay, he says University of Utah equals OG School of the Prophets. There you go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Kathy Harbinger says, is it Millikan University in
Decatur, Illinois,
Illinois.
Millikan. Yeah.
is the bomb. I've never
Oh.
heard of it, but
Sure, Quaker would like that place.
This
Yeah.
this shout out they're receiving right now is more advertising than they may have done in the past 10 years.
Millikan, I believe, is a liberal arts, like a theater college, isn't it, Brad?
I have no idea.
I had
I went to BYU, dude.
one of the
Like,
girls
I
in
have
one of the
no
girls in
idea.
my show choir in high school ended up going to Decatur, Illinois, to Millikan.
Oh.
Yeah, and also the Billikens, I believe, are the mascot of SLU, St. Louis University, and a billiken is like a gargoyle. It's like this weird.
yeah, that was like a
The
devil or something.
Billikens?
Yeah, the billiken. Do you know what a billiken is?
Sounds like a fake animal a kid spouts off in class.
Yeah, no, hold on. I'm looking this up right now. Pictures of a billiken. And yeah, it's like this, here it is. Here's the gargoyle. Yeah, here's the SLU billiken. It's like this weird gargoyle.
Billiken or Billiken?
What the heck
It's a
is
billiken. It's a billiken. It's like
That's
this
a demon.
Weird, it's a weird little gargoyle demon. Yeah. Look, here it is. Here's the question right here. What is a billiken? And that's a billiken. It's like a little gargoyle demon. So the billiken is a mythical good luck figure who represents things as they ought to be. So yeah, so the billikens. So the Millikan University in Decatur, Illinois should have had the billikens, but St. Louis University SLU beat them to it. So anyway, yeah, keep catching up. We also have a member. Oh, I'm doing Jonah Barnes' job. We got a member right here, David King. Oh, look what he changed his profile to.
Nah.
Yeah.
Yeah, rock on.
Hey,
David King's a savage. You know what, David King?
Brigham Young with the
You know
deal
what?
with it sunglasses.
He's gonna get a T-shirt.
Brittany, does BYUI have a mascot?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Back
Used
when it
to
was
be the
Rick's,
Vikings?
but do they have a Rick the Viking? It's a great Viking named Rick. But is there a mascot for BYU Idaho?
I don't remember.
Well, back when they were
Whereas for
honest with
Hawaii, it's
themselves.
Seasiders.
They don't have one.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Here, speaking of creative mascots, in Nevada, there's a little town called Tonopah, and they're
Whoa.
the.
Why would you ever bring up that tiny town?
My mom actually lived there for a short time.
Really?
Yeah, kind of crazy. Anyway, their high school mascot they're the Muckers.
Oh.
Ooh. I'm sure that was a
Oh.
good choice for high schoolers to be yelling
Yeah.
at a football game.
Yeah.
Listen, you mucker.
Get those.
I mean, at least it shortens things. Never mind.
So
Back to the
you
super
don't say
chats.
"father mucker" as like a euphemism.
The amount of things a high schooler can do with the word Muckers.
It's just
What?
not
No,
healthy.
instead of saying "mother blanker," you could say "father mucker." You know, like that is hilarious. Okay, so Glenn Hickman, hit us with Glenn Hickman super chat, babe. Catch us up on super chats.
I don't know what's going on, and I don't know where we've left off, and I'm scared.
we
Glenn
stopped
Hickman.
with Milliken on Kathy.
I ruined Brittany's day because I railed on BYU Idaho too
Yeah,
much.
I'm gonna go cry now.
We're on
okay.
Derek Ford, I think.
Okay, he says. Wait, no, we skipped one.
We got David King
I think
from
we got Polly Nikes.
Cardinals.
Yeah, we gotta
OG School of the
go.
Prophets.
Glenn
Derek
Hickman.
Ford says wokeness
Oh.
is a cancer. Just jumped on. Love you guys. You all have helped. Also, thanks to Jacob. Ah, you got an also.
Sick.
Also,
Oh,
Thank you very
okay.
much, Derek Ford. We're glad to hear that your all has helped. Also, thanks, Jacob. We're glad to hear it's helped.
yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Derek.
Thank you, Derek. Next
Pale
one.
horse riding bummer says pagan is a leading example of doctrines of men imposed upon scripture.
Oh, pagan. Yeah.
Pagan, yeah.
Pagan.
Oh, his name is Pagan.
I love that you
Wait.
just
You
realized this.
didn't catch that.
You've been.
I just realized that.
We're how far
Oh
into
my
this?
gosh.
We're 40 minutes into this.
The
and
pagan
you're
is
just-
trying to rewrite scripture. From monotheism and Christ-centered worship to all of a sudden absolute social Marxist chaos and money-centered equity and political-centered that is hilarious.
Okay, moving on. Super chats. David
Okay.
King, thank
Yeah.
you. Send a super chat. Glenn Hickman, title for a talk: The Family Proclamation, Irrevocable Doctrine.
Oh,
Boom.
Glenn
I'd take
yeah.
that one.
Based.
There you go.
You got that one? Irrevocable doctrine. All right, cool.
Derek Ford says, sorry I didn't proofread. I feel stupid now. Met Kwaku at UVU 2020. Great debate with Aaron. My testimony is growing thanks to you guys.
Dude, thank you.
Hey, thanks, man.
And never feel bad for not proofreading, okay? Having now, written a book, I have realized editors are so valuable, and I will never judge anyone for something that they just barely wrote and immediately posted.
Oh,
Editors catch everything.
Me.
I found a grammatical error in the Lost 116 Pages by Don Bradley.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it made it through. There was a comma mixed with, there was something I found, and I was going to take a picture of it and text it to him, but I was like, I don't want to be a D-bag.
You
know what I'm
decided to
saying?
just make it public on Word Radio.
Yeah. That's true.
Wait, hey, when it comes to this, I'm actually Marxist. I think we need to deconstruct grammar. I think if I know what you're saying, I don't need some 200-year-old doofus named Merriam and his brother Webster telling me how I can't write with their little white wigs and their powdered faces telling me, shut up. If I can communicate completely with emojis to a 5th grade nephew of mine, then I don't need you need to use an Oxford comma. You need to just foot up your, look, these people are annoying. Say whatever you want. Deconstruct it.
Are you just an anarchist of descriptivism?
I believe in total chaos.
Oh,
in every way, shape, and form is what I
Yeah,
believe.
until you move to Argentina and live it for 6 months. So,
Okay,
The minute
moving
I have
on.
enough money, I'm starting my own city. And I will wage war on whatever city is next
okay,
to
we got to catch up on these
that
super
got our
chats.
people into a lot of trouble in the past, just so you know.
Okay, moving on. We're never going to catch up.
okay, go, Brittany.
Pale Horse Ride and Bummer again says, and Pagan should have been made to debate doctrine on the spot. I heard the words of one who has unhallowed hands.
Oh.
Oh, interesting.
I don't get it.
It
By
would've
the
been-
way-
it sounds like he's talking about the same thing that Jacob Hansen is talking about. He would rather see ideas like this be brought up as a debate rather than a lecture, right?
No, because that's what happened in the War in Heaven. Like when Satan wanted to mislead
Were you
the
there?
host of heaven, Jesus said, no, this is the true Christ-centered doctrine, and they were allowed to talk. So when Pagan brings his Satanism in,
Oh
it'd
my
be
gosh.
nice. I'm sorry. When Pagan brings his
Paganism?
social neo-Marxism in, you know what I'm saying? It'd be nice if there was somebody that would counterbalance that. with some-
Carden, are the social neo-Marxists in the room right now? Do you
No.
see one?
Point out on this bear where the social neo-Marxists.
Where did they hurt you? Where did they hurt you?
Well, I think it doesn't have to be a live debate on the spot. My feeling is that at least maybe have someone else offer an alternative opinion. If this is the thing is that this is brought up as though this isn't controversial, as if, oh yeah, this is just like a nice, inspiring talk like anyone else would give. It's like, yeah, so iniquity and inequity, same thing, and it's like, no, that's a controversial position. I'm okay with this. I say, lean into controversy and hear both sides of it. I think that's what a university should do. The problem is when the church, in order to try and avoid controversy, because the church hates that, they end up kind of just allowing people to go in and speak what they want to say. And if they can make it past the gatekeepers, then they basically get to say whatever they want, and there's no pushback on it because it's just
And the
like,
gatekeepers are corrupted by wokeism.
maybe.
But does the fault lie on the left side for bringing? I mean, this wasn't a religious Like, this was in the School of Religion, right? It was in the Kennedy Center building, if I'm correct, right?
It was in the HBLL in room
It's social-
1050 on
Social sciences, right?
October 12th.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean,
I don't even know where that is.
The social sciences.
Harold B.
of
Lee.
every
I went there for
university,
years.
including BYU. Should just
Harold
say
B. Lee
disband.
Library.
I know that
so
part.
is the fault then on them, or is it on the right wing parts of the student body, or the BYU Republicans, or whoever, who should be putting forth an alternative? Because at some point you have to ask, look, if the libs are just working harder, it's because our guys are lazy. You know
There's a lot of truth to what Kwaku says in the
Yeah,
sense
I
that
can see it.
conservatives are really good at whining, but not necessarily dining.
because there could be
You
some
know?
guy looking at the emails right now going, no, the right wings didn't ask us. They didn't send anybody through. They didn't
Yeah.
do anything. There's, so like,
but you're
what do you-
also
And
giving them the
criticism-
benefit of the doubt that I don't match is that it does not match
Well-
the lived experience I have with
Look,
people I trust.
But Cardin, the thing is, criticism is just so much easier, and this isn't to say that you should never criticize. It's just give a better alternative. I think that's a reasonable
When I was
thing
head
to
of
say.
BYU Dems, again, this is only coming from my personal experience. We did a conference in the Wilk, in the theater. We did a political conference that I put on. I got the freaking Wilk Theater, and we had posters put up all around campus, okay, with the word liberal big on it, okay? People were wondering if there was a conservative one, but they just didn't do it. No one would have stopped them. So I'm legitimately wondering, we may think there's a blockade going, but there just might be laziness.
No, but also there is a bias, and here's the proof. There's like 17 unofficial LGBTQ organizations and woke adjacent BLM, LGBTQ, whatever progressive slogan you need, unofficial organizations that all the time are popping up on my feed and Facebook, and that meet on and off campus in semi-official and unofficial capacity, so on and so forth. And BYU does nothing to squash those. If there ended up being some, I don't know, BYU, like what, Proud Boys group, or BYU, like, right-wingers, or BYU, preserving the proclamation of the family group, the administration would seek them out and say, oh, no, that's offensive. And they're constantly correcting against the right, but never correcting against the left. And because they never correct against the left, but they always correct against the right, there's this built-in slide that happens.
So Cardin, while you spend the next 10 minutes finding a shred of evidence to support what you've just said.
What are you talking about?
You have no evidence to support the thing today.
Wait. I got
Wait.
something.
No.
Okay, Go ahead.
That's not true.
We should get Brittany finishing the super chats.
Thank you.
catching
Okay.
up.
Actually, I have some evidence to support what
Oh.
Card's saying, but
I'm
I'll
going to
let
drop
Brittany,
a
you go
bomb
first.
on this podcast in a minute.
Okay,
my
catch us up on Super Chats,
Okay,
Brittany.
well, can we first welcome Andrew Franklin to the Ward family?
Oh, we received the
Welcome.
records of Andrew
you.
Franklin. Brother from, where are you from, Andrew Franklin? You don't have to give us a super chat, but just tell us where you're from, what ward you have transferred from. And let's put a W in the chat for Andrew Franklin, ladies and gentlemen. And it looks like he has a lovely family. In front of that is either, not the Salt Lake Temple. That looks like one of those temples like in Buenos Aires or New Zealand or something like that. Andrew Franklin, where are you from, bro? That's cool. Welcome to the Word. And then the next one is Jacob H. It's because the only thing that he has ever talked to me about is how much he hates girls from Arizona. Jacob Hansen, did you just super chat a show that you're on?
That's my wife.
Hi,
That's awesome.
Erica.
Hi, babe.
Yeah, did she
What's up,
let you
Erica?
out? Did she? I told her she needs to line the part of her purse she keeps your balls in with
my
like a
God.
velvet.
Oh my gosh,
Okay,
Cardin,
moving
what the
on.
heck was that?
Every time I invite him to do something, he's like, I got to check with my wife. More than a single dude that I know. And he
Well,
just,
that
you know,
must be nice.
what?
Checking in with your wife.
I
That
check in with
must
you.
be nice.
Oh.
Did I just screw myself on air?
Yeah. Okay, can I please move on to super
Yes,
chats?
let's move on to
Yeah.
super chats.
Thank you. Andrew Franklin. He says, just got my mission call to the Denmark Copenhagen mission.
Dude.
Can't wait to watch whenever you get those RMs on. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
The
The
nice.
land of
honestly,
my forefathers.
The best part about Denmark is that there's no Arizona girls.
Oh my gosh. That's not even true.
Who hurt you? Like, who hurt you, Kwaku?
An Arizona girl he
It-
met at
it
Rexburg.
Definitely. Yeah.
Hey, Quake.
I have had flings with a number of Arizona girls. each time, and I look, I love the state of Arizona. It's beautiful. I love the suns. I love the palm trees. It's a beautiful state. It's just a couple little areas in the Mormon Belt there.
Okay.
I don't trust those girls. And you know what? I can't. Actually, it's a live stream, so I can't even say what I was going to say.
Quick. Are the Arizona girls in the room with us right now?
Show us where they.
Well, here's the problem. Once you
the
marry
doll.
one, they come attached to you. You know what I mean? So now Jacob is de facto half Arizonan, and so he naturally is prejudiced because it's like witches.
He's no longer a pureblood. He's been tainted
Oh
by
my
the,
gosh.
by the
That's why
Arizonian.
Erica won't come hang out with
by the
me.
way-
Because of you fools.
If you throw an Arizona girl in the water, they float. So you got to tie tie the cinder blocks to their legs to make sure that they.
Kwaku, that's all people.
That's funny. Okay, keep going.
I'm gonna be in trouble.
Oh,
Okay, Carolyn Wright Gaines music.
Carolyn Wright Gaines music.
She sent a super chat. Thank you so much. This
Yeah,
This
dude,
is
Carolyn
gonna
Wright Gaines
be
music.
over soon.
She better not be from Arizona, or else she will send us a fiery super chat.
You guys
You
are
know
gonna
what
have
I'm
a
saying?
fat loss of subscribers today.
Yeah, seriously.
Okay,
no.
moving on. Kevin Nelson.
I like the Arizona.
Did you guys watch any of the ARC stuff? ARC stuff? I don't know what that is.
Oh, that is Jordan Peterson's stuff that he's doing. I think, is it in England? He had a bunch of great speakers. I watched Konstantin Chrisin, I think is his name,
Oh, the comedian guy.
gave probably the best speech I've heard in the past 3 years on
the
at
church.
that. No, about Western civilization and
Yeah, the
basically
church.
how our spirituality.
That's
has
the guy
fallen
with the
apart.
super cool fro, and he's like
No.
a pastor with a little white. That's not him.
No, that
Oh,
isn't
okay.
Constantine. Constantine is actually a Russian immigrant to the UK, who lived in the Soviet Union, and he's very high in what they call trait disagreeableness, which means he's really willing to like tell even really famous big stars like that's really stupid what you just said.
Yeah.
Like, and anyway,
What's
he's
that
he's
like?
great.
I can start saying it.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. Pale Horse Riding.
Boomer.
I think it's
Boomer.
burner. No, it's not
Boomer.
Bummer. Oh, it's boomer.
He clarified it's
He
pronounced
says,
boomer.
and the bummer is pronounced boomer. Well, that's the most boomer thing I've ever seen Pale Horse Riding. Okay, never mind.
I actually think that's kind of cool. He's leaning into the meme, and he's got the cool the 1847. This is where I get super boomer. The 1847 Navy Colt conversion gun that was popular in the pre-Civil War days, I do believe, is his avatar. His what's that profile pic?
That was the most wildly specific gun reference I've ever heard in my life.
Well, they were originally muzzle loaded, but then they switched to being a percussion cap. Like, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
You recognize him from Tombstone and stuff
Oh,
like that.
yeah, sure. Yeah.
Okay, Polly Nikes 2000.
What-
He says Kwaku equals the Derrida of
Derrida.
of gospel doctrine sessions.
Chaos.
Tell me, isn't that like the
French.
French anarchist guy? Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like the wild postmodernist.
Good friends with Foucault.
I'm not a postmodernist at all. I'm my own thing.
Yeah, you're not a postmodernist.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you literally just said I fully embrace, endorse, and like seek after chaos, but I'm not a postmodernist.
No. They want chaos their way.
Yeah,
they
they-
want control. I don't want controlled. It's a different. They're gonna stop this live stream. We keep using these.
Yeah, we need to
buzzwords.
finish these. We need to finish the.
Yeah.
Okay, Glenn Hickman.
Glenn Hickman says best anti-woke BYU talk ever given is the value of a soul given at BYU Hawaii. YouTube it. Very bold and entertaining.
Oh, that guy.
Oh,
we covered
yes,
this.
we did that.
Yeah,
that
we-
was a good one.
We covered this guy. Brothers and sisters.
Jeez,
that
that
guy. yeah. That's all I needed to say.
You know what I hate? I hate when these liberals come into my school. It's like, ugh.
That's not what he said.
That's not what. It was an epic
But it
talk.
was awesome.
It was
It
actually
was-
a good talk.
No, it was like this.
I hate.
He had
When
just
these
played the
liberals-
piano
little
more amazingly than I will ever play in
That-
all
He
eternity.
should have taken a 15-minute break. That talk was creepy and weird. That guy was. He's probably a nice guy, but
Okay, keep going, babe.
Okay, Polly Nikes 2000. Cardin's evidence example. Barrett Honors College / Ann Atkinson / Dennis Prager denied speaking opportunity at ASU.
Oh yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
what that means.
Well, just that they're always they won't allow the Dennis Pragers to come and speak. They won't allow the Turning Point USA guys to come and speak. They won't allow that. I was told that Turning Point USA was actually told no by the administration hard, and that they've tried multiple times. That's probably what led to the event that you spoke of being held off campus and unofficially. So,
but they did the cool thing though was that recently they had an empowered women conference for the Big 12, and so in the conference just before our Relief Society president of the church got up to speak, they had on a group of Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition models to get up to talk about how
Quaku's intrigued.
so
Where was this
empowered.
conference? Just so I know
It
not
was
to like, go look at it.
at BYU that happened.
Wow.
So,
And the
so
models
it-
were Arizonans.
Oh.
that
dude,
was
bro,
something-
you are cursed to marry an Arizonian. Like, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Keep going.
Wait, what's the problem? You're telling me there's a bunch of Sports Illustrated models walking around campus? I'm supposed to be mad about that?
No, they were there. Literally, the church or the school put on an empowered women's conference, right?
Okay.
And their examples that they put on stage of empowered women were women who became famous for going on to Sports Illustrated and in other venues and posting images of themselves for men
the
to
male
look
gaze.
out, to look at in incredibly provocative poses.
It's like when
Is
people
that
try...
empowering to women? Is that really what's really weird? And then right after that, your Relief Society
The
president
conflict
of
on
the church.
Quaku's face right now is so good.
Look, if that's female empowerment, I'm all for it. Okay.
Depends on how much
Cardinal,
money
oh my-
I got.
Yeah, but I love it when all the feminists are like, "See, girls can be billionaires too." And you look at like the top 9 out of 10 female billionaires, and it's because they divorced a male billionaire and took half of his
Except for
money.
Taylor Swift.
Jacob, I hear exactly what you're saying. But I'm going to make this short.
I can't put the images on the screen right now
look,
of
there-
these
I
women.
can.
There are
What's their names?
certain battles, Jacob.
Oh no.
There are certain battles you have to understand you need to lose to win another. On this show, I have witnessed everyone here make fun of or talk about the third wave feminism, making American women be okay with being unhealthy, the blue hair, the whole like dog.
Yeah, the answer isn't to go and hoochie yourself in front of a bunch
But
of guys.
I'm just saying.
That isn't the
I'm
solution.
just look. If you're telling me that I gotta pick between rich, hot, intelligent Sports Illustrated models who are working out and showing a little bit of bungo, or I gotta pick between Rosie O'Donnell, you know who's gonna win that fight 10 times out of 10? And you know it too. So you know what? I'm sick. Look. There is not one. No, sorry. There are some fights I don't think we should win. And if that. Sorry.
That's true. Short shorts.
It's
I
true.
love them.
Those are the only two options. Women, you can either become Rosie O'Donnell or you can go pose on men's magazines.
And
so
to be
that
fair-
teenagers and others can really get hot and bothered over looking at
To
you
be
half
fair,
naked.
Jacob, which one are you giving attention to? Which one are you giving attention to? Because you haven't spoken about anyone else at that conference. And guess what? What were those women actually speaking about? How they go to church, how faith has empowered them in their lives, and things that, hey, guess what?
The
They
only
don't-
reason-
Wait, let me finish my point. They don't have the same covenants as we do, right? And I don't get why you're so threatened by people who are not of our faith coming and speaking and doing what they can to say, hey, we as women should all do better at being better women, and then having them talk about actual, hey, here is how faith has improved my life.
Is
right?
that what they talked about? Were you there, Brad?
That was in the quote of the actual article if you read it, rather than just looking at the pictures and getting angry and letting your little tiny mouse brain get inflamed.
Hold on, let me explain for my little tiny mouse brain why this bothered me. I have no problem with these women. Fine, whatever. Why is BYU putting these women up on the stage as examples of empowered women, which, by the way, did they talk at all about motherhood in this conference? Not that I'm aware of. And those women, the only reason those women were there was because they were Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition women. Their empowerment came through Sports Illustrated.
Who put together the conference?
I believe the Big 12 and then BYU hosted it. I'm not sure exactly.
Yeah, it was not BYU putting together this roster. This was picked by someone else. This is a weird thing to be getting angry about.
The church
hosted this because they're part of the Big 12. This is something where, in order for us
to be part of the Big 12, we have to accept the standards that the Big 12 wants to. Well, if they want to host it and we want to be part of the Big 12, I guess we better just go with the show.
Okay, so should you say that we should never allow anybody to come and speak who is drinking alcohol?
No,
Like these are
no.
These
You're
are
missing the
people who
point.
are not living the covenants
I know,
that we have.
But that's the thing is,
But they
I'm
don't.
not. This was a conference about empowering women. There's nothing less empowering to a woman than for her to put herself out there and make money off of selling images of her body to men.
So your point is you believe BYU should have said no to the whole conference because Sports Illustrated models would be involved when it's the Pac-12 putting together a roster of people they want to speak.
Yeah, here's what the church should have said. They said, "Oh, an Empower Women's Conference. Who are the women speakers going to be?" Well, we're going to put up women that are in the Sports
Like, I
Illustrated
think you could
model
play
thing.
ball.
And then I would say, and you know what I would say? I'd say, we're a religious institution and we
Brittany.
don't believe in that.
We're-
And so unfortunately, you'll have to find another venue to host your
Were
conference.
these the only women speaking, or was it other?
No, our Relief Society general president was on the stage right after the swimsuit models exited the stage.
And were
like we had
BYU students the only one watching this? Like, wasn't this spread out to
Yeah,
other
I feel
people?
like I'd have to know more.
I just look. I'm sorry. I first there was a number of jokes that I had to really. When you said roster, I was going, look, I would have loved to have these women on my roster. The other thing though is like, look, if there are some women they're dressed modestly, they're all dressed modestly.
They're all dressed modestly.
But just because in their past or in their history they
it's
have
that
like
it's that they were being put on that stage as examples of empowered women. They're the exact opposite of empowered women. If you are a woman who has gained fame and recognition, even on a national level, because you go out and expose your body to the public for male consumption, you are not an empowered woman.
Well,
you are
I
a
don't think it-
victim.
No,
You are a
there's-
victim of male sex,
Well, hold
loving
on.
sex, and male perversion, male objectification of women, female objectification of women.
Hold on,
and you
on,
are
bro.
not empowered.
Okay, hold on.
Here,
I will
Jacob.
fight you.
I
No,
think
okay.
I think look,
I was a male model. I had lots of friends that were female models, and Brad can attest to this. Okay, 50 pounds ago, I was actually attractive enough to have people want to take pictures of me with the other attractive girls. Okay, and
I was
Brad,
wondering how you got Brittany.
yeah, exactly. Brad, true or not true? Like 2 of the singles wards in North Manhattan are chock full of girls that have been recruited by Wilhelmina, Ford, and all the major modeling agencies. And you have to have a certain very specific talent, dare I say, as a marketer, because what people forget is models are primarily marketers. They're convincing people that through the association of their pretty face, their pretty legs, their pretty body, their pretty smile, their pretty eyes, that you can be pretty too if you buy our makeup, buy our shoes, buy our clothing, drive our cars, right? And so to say that it's all just merely sexual objectification, to me is a misrepresentation of the modeling industry as a whole.
Okay, we're talking about Sports Illustrated Swimsuit Edition. Go pull up the images of
They're
it and tell me that this
celebrating
is just
athleticism.
This is
No,
just
they are
tactful.
not.
This is just tactful. This isn't about sexual glorification. It's like, really, look at the women and how they're posed. Tell me it's not about sex.
Well, also, it's
Wait.
it's not just women lately. Lately,
This?
Sports Illustrated's been.
this is what you're upset about.
Yeah, it's hot.
This is like the most. What are you talking about?
Yes, I'm not gonna. You don't need to
It's
put
a
it all on
one
screen.
piece. She's consistent.
She's wearing a one piece, Jacob.
with the strike to youth.
I don't. You want me
These
to pull
are
up
not-
the images? I can put them on the Discord. But the problem is the audience is going to get pretty offended because I actually was a little bit curious.
I don't know enough about this event to even have an opinion.
Oh, this isn't bad at all.
this-
I'm looking at the most
this
scandalous
would be
one.
a
This looks like any
worthwhile-
hot tub I've ever seen.
We should do another episode about this with Jacob, where we are more informed on the topic.
Okay.
Because I think the context of the way that it's involved and the way that it's broadcast to multiple people, like this is not as
You're
though
making it
BYU
sound like it's Mia Khalifa up there. It's not.
and that it was BYU who asked her to come speak, right? Like
Yeah.
I think
that?
there's nuances
Don't
to
look her
this that make it way less I think crazy than it sounds like. But
yeah.
we
Okay, we got to move
we
on.
need
I
to
am
get through the
chats.
super chat.
Physically exhausted trying to get through these super chats.
Okay, let's go.
and
We won't say
I'm
anything
getting
more.
frustrated.
Okay, just go. Come on, keep it light, keep it happy, keep it cute, girl. You
Oh
know?
my gosh. Okay, Jason Gast. I want the old Kwaku videos. Helpful for this convert back in the day.
Oh, good job, Quake.
I know.
Was
people-
that before Morgood took you off all the thumbnails, even the one where you're burying your testimony?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's odd. Why would they do that?
Yeah.
Seems oddly racist.
They believe in the Mormon caste system, but it's okay.
Oh, that's it.
I
Okay,
know.
cool.
I took them all down though because I made it very clear why. I don't want to. I didn't want people. I don't want to be. I don't want to be that John by the way guy. Like, look, now there's so many other LDS YouTubers. You don't need my videos.
But if it's doing good for somebody, you should have it up there, bro.
Yeah, but I didn't like the whole like
Shine your light,
Quaku, this is so great. Thank you. I want to join. Like, don't join the church for me. This isn't. I felt like it was becoming a me show, kind of. So I was like, this isn't. I shouldn't be. And so I hit all of them.
Okay.
And honestly, you got Stick It Joseph, you got Quick Media, you got Thoughtful. There's so many LDS YouTubers now. My videos are not necessary.
Hey, what are you showing? No secrets, Jacob.
Nope, not for the live stream.
No. Okay, Brittany.
Okay, Green Flash. I love all of you on the channel. It's great to see Quaku the Bomb is back. Ooh, Quaku the Bomb. Oh, man.
Oh,
Right.
wow. Don't say that 3 times in a row.
I just also forgot to say, look, God made dirt. Dirt don't hurt. The Lord made booty. I respect the duty. I got no problem with these Sports Illustrated women. There it is. I said it.
Okay.
We know, Quaku. We know.
Green Flash says, greetings from the Tracy Hood in NorCal. All right.
Oh, Tracy. Yeah, there was a girl in my ward called Stacy from Tracy, and she was super nice. So shout out to Tracy. It's a lovely small town right off the 99, I believe, north of Bakersfield, south of Sacramento. Keep going.
Okay. J. Daniel Hendricks says, Quaku, have you checked out the writings of Theosophist, Alice Bailey, or Harold Percival? Recommended if not, but be careful.
I haven't checked out Harold Percival. I have checked out Alice Bailey. She might have been a Satan worshiper, but so she's a little bit like I don't know how much I into Alice Bailey, but there's other like not necessarily Theosophist, but I love Edgar Casey. I love Elizabeth Clare Prophet. You just gotta stay away from Alice Bailey, Aleister Crowley, anyone who starts with Al. You kind of want to stay away from.
That's a good rule, yeah.
Hey,
Except
my
Alma.
mom's name is Alexis.
Is she from Arizona?
No.
Okay.
She's great.
Okay, dude, no, this next super chat is great. Thank you, Glenn Hickman. I know that he's I think he's a nurse practitioner, if I remember correctly, and he watches our videos in between visiting patients and so on and so forth. So sometimes he's on and off in the chat or not. Hopefully he gets to hear us read this super chat. This is a beautiful super chat. Why don't you read it, babe?
Okay, he says, I often show a ward radio video to my teenagers for third hour.
Oh.
Your videos engage them, you entertain them and make the gospel fun and interesting and pique their curiosity about difficult topics. Thank you for all you guys do.
All
That's
right.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That is some good feedback.
Yeah, thank you, Glenn Hickman. Keep going, Brittany. We're catching up on all the super chats. By the way, guys, if you haven't liked this stream yet, we got a big announcement coming up here, and we're already into overtime. So as soon as we get these super chats done, we're going to make a really big channel announcement. So get all your super chats out of your system because it's going to pop off here in a second. I got a pretty fun channel announcement for us all. So, Brittany, read all these super chats you can, and if you got something you want to say, you better say it now, guys. Okay, let's go.
Okay, Chris says, fact, Jesus was accepting of all those people living in iniquity on the chapters before 3 Nephi 11.
Yeah, he was, and then of course, all the earthquakes came, and you know what I'm saying? So yeah, some truth to what he's got to say.
That might be the point he's making.
Yes, that's true.
Okay, Kathy Harbinger says, Jacob is right.
Oh.
If Jacob was making a coherent point, maybe he would be.
Yeah. Okay.
So
We'll-
Brad.
we'll have-
be nice.
After the
I'm
show,
sorry. I'm not
here
trying
we
to
go.
be mean. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be mean.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm sorry.
I'm on your side. Just I don't
Yeah,
want to
let's
be in
go.
the middle of them anymore.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm not trying to be mean. We can get into it
Oh,
in a different episode.
Afterwards,
do you guys want a Pepsi?
the parking lot.
Yeah, no, I mean, we could do a real episode on modesty, but like to be honest, we don't know enough about it, so I'm here to crack jokes until we can
Yeah.
actually look at have the photo.
I actually would like to have an episode on modesty.
Oh,
We should
yeah,
add
I'd love
to
That
the
would probably
list.
be good. Yeah.
I
I want
would
to make sure
love
because
to be
there's
on
probably
that
people
one.
Yeah, I'd
thinking
like
that
you to
I'm
be on it.
like
Yeah.
they're like, well, Quaku thinks that women should walk around naked. That's not. No, we're making jokes till we actually do the real episode. Okay, all right.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go. Keep going. Super chat.
Okay. Polly Nikes 2000 says, Jacob, I can help speak to this SI when I visit WR.
I can
Ward
help
Radio.
speak to this. Oh, Sports Illustrated when I visit Ward Radio.
Oh,
okay,
okay.
interesting. All right, okay.
Jason Gast. Ooh, Quaco. He says, whatever Quaco thinks of Freemasonry, he's wrong.
Oh, you pissed off a Freemason, dog.
Hey, you know
Oh wow, what are they mad about? Huh?
you know that
Declaration of
Hayden
Independence.
Carroll, my co-host, is a Mason.
I love. He's very smart, sharp debater. He's great. But when Albert Pike says that their savior is Lucifer in the freaking top Freemasonry book you have to read to become one, then I think there's something up. Okay, I'm sorry.
I'll let him
there's
talk about it.
something up, and
You guys ought to have him on and have you guys talk
Is
about
that
it.
can't tell
really?
you
Is that
about-
really what it said?
Yes.
Oh,
It is? Oh, okay, yeah. I mean,
Are
yeah.
you a
okay.
Freemason?
No, no.
Oh.
He's saying that we should have on Hayden when we actually talk about Freemasonry.
That would
Okay,
actually
cool.
be
He's a
really
real
good. We
Mason.
should do that.
okay. Well, here-
Morals and dogmas. Albert Pike says Lucifer is their guy. Okay, and look, I'm just saying it's in the stuff, and you know, little walk up the stairs, and you
I
got to
want to
bing,
set
bing,
up a
bing.
debate.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
Quaku versus Hayden.
Okay,
Is
let's do it.
Freemasonry
Let's do
satanic?
it. Last couple of super chats, and then we got to bring on
No, we're
Israel
caught up.
Gonzalez. Oh, we're caught up.
I believe so.
Okay, so
Oh,
we're
there's
gonna
two.
no
Oh.
Two really
Natimus.
recent ones.
There's
Okay.
Natimus and Chris.
Chris says, was not accepting corrections. Oh,
Oh,
You- pissed him off. Someone. I forgot who.
I don't know
Chris
who.
was not accepting correction. I've lost track of what that.
Okay.
Hold,
Applied to.
well, now my
Okay, I'll
curiosity
read the
is
one
piqued.
from Natimus. He says, my take, this professor, oops, it's going down. This professor from Arizona has found a way to put butts in seats. Aggressors in the Book of Mormon were simply oppressed, ? What of their acts, their fruit, divorcing the works of the depraved never pans out. You know, I agree. And for those of you that haven't heard the talk yet, Jacob Hansen did a good take on this, like last week? And
Yeah.
then Quick Media stole your thunder and took all of your views and
Oh,
clicks.
Greg can take it.
He,
I
he,
love
he
Greg.
took all
Greg
your
is
clicks
good.
and views.
He's a good dude.
And,
We're all on the same team.
and ended up doing a really killer video on it today, and we're going to get him on the show to talk about it on Saturday. By the way, have you noticed how yoked Greg Mattson is?
Dude,
Really?
bro.
He's
Okay, I'm
he's
not.
getting shredded.
And he like doesn't he plug like a supplement thing sometimes? 'Cause,
Yeah,
like, he's like
Cardio Miracle.
yeah, he's
You know?
yeah, I might be sold.
Yeah,
man, 'cause
dude,
I've
he's
seen
got
him.
some guns, dude. Like, I want to go lift him with his cat just to see what he does.
If you go to Arizona, you got to go to lunch with him, and he'll take you to a place in Scottsdale that makes this crazy burger that has like peanut butter and jelly on it. Sounds terrible. It's delicious.
I can't. I'll die if I eat that.
Oh,
That's like
I
at the
think I
Hard
agree
Rock
with
Cafe.
Quaker. That does sound really good, though.
It's weirdly delicious. I was a doubter, and then we went and had lunch there one time, and I was like,
Okay.
oh my gosh.
so we're gonna play some musical chairs here. You're the closest. You're the closest, Jacob. So we're gonna have you switch for a second with Israel. Grab the mic though, because you speak Spanish, and this has to do with Spanish-speaking Israel Gonzalez. All right, and so we want we're just gonna do some musical chairs here for a second, and get comfy there. Test your mic, Jacob. And I'm gonna see
check, 1, 2,
I'm gonna see
3.
if Jonah Barnes is in the Zoom really fast here, because he did say that he wanted to join, but he's not in the Zoom yet. Unfortunately, he can't. He speaks Siberian Russian or whatever that language is. But anyway, okay, so are we here now? Let's see. Okay, Israel Gonzalez, what is up, my friend? So Israel Gonzalez is going to first off introduce yourself. You don't have to say where you're, or you don't have to say what word you're from, because you don't want the anti-Mormons to chase you down. Welcome to our thing here in Los Angeles. Actually, let me introduce you. Do you go by Israel or Israel?
Whichever.
Okay,
That's fine.
so here's the deal. Me and Israel met a little while ago, and I'm going to show you guys something totally cool right now. But he came up to me, and he suggested something, and I said, you know what? We're going to do that something. So I am going to show you guys that something, and we're going to all have our audience help us out with that something. But this something, okay, is pretty dang fun, okay? You guys may not know what to think of this at the beginning, but I will present you now something you guys have never seen before. But we officially have now, with the help of Israel Gonzalez, who is a master of both artificial intelligence and translations for various media outlets here in Los Angeles. We actually now have an official, Kwaku, check this out, my man. We have an official Radio del Barrio page.
Really?
We actually have Radio del Barrio. All right. You know what I'm saying? Yep, there we go.
That's pretty lit.
And by the way, you want to talk
bárbaro.
lit? You want to talk lit? Check this out, my man. You guys are about to see yourselves in Spanish. Here we go, bro. Check this out. In 3, 2, 1, go. Ellos prueban todo, and we're talking about the Book of Mormon witnesses choose everything. Here we go. Let's just watch it play the first one. Oh, whoops. Hold on.
Todos leen Gálatas, leen la advertencia, vale. Si aparece un ángel y nos enseña un evangelio diferente, no vamos a seguir eso. ¿verdad?
Oh, dang.
Pero ¿qué pasa si un ángel regresa y restaura el evangelio que se perdió originalmente? Quizás
Oh, and
queremos
adding some
mantener
good
eso.
mid-journey.
Okay, so wait, watch.
Esto sigue la ley de los testigos.
Entonces, ¿por qué me voy yo?
La pelea comenzó cuando empezaron a disparar.
Eso es.
No puedes.
Las propias palabras de Pablo, en las propias palabras de la iglesia del Nuevo Testamento, esa es la condescendencia. Vino
Gracias.
Jesús. Está bien, esto no es plagio, es otro testimonio de
Después de la
atestación
estación.
independiente y transcontinental del evangelio.
Una vez que tienes un grupo de medios basado en ganancias, en el que tienes que atacar a la gente para obtener vistas, para ganar dinero, para mantener tu ministerio en marcha, no hay forma de que vayamos a tener algún tipo de conexión humana.
How does it sound like us? Dude, how does it sound like
How
us?
did you make it sound like us?
Bienvenidas, señoras y caballeros, de nuevo a la radio del hospital. Soy su anfitrión, Carnelis, y me acompaña en el estudio un elenco de superestrellas. Tenemos a Kwaku L, los Radwimps regresa, Sean Bailey y nuestro amigo de Picard Tonight, el guardián de la prisión espiritual. El
Okay, dude, there we are.
That cool?
Dude,
Unreal.
that is so cool.
So we now go out.
Going international.
We're going international.
How did you make it sound like us? Is that all you?
It's quite the process, but through the help of AI and just a combination of different tools.
Using like 11 labs and like.
Yeah, that's one of them. Others as well.
His process is
Azure.
very lengthy, uses like 3 different artificial intelligences. One that recognizes your cantor, because you'll notice that it actually speaks like you speak. The one that sounded weird, and the reason why I played that clip is because we haven't actually honed down our Bicker Tonight buddy. You know what I'm saying? His was a little bit slow because he talks a little bit slow in English. But you'll notice with me, I sound like a freaking sportscaster. You know what I'm saying? Hola, damas y caballeros. Bienvenidos a World Radio. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
Incredible.
yeah, it's pretty nuts. So straight up, dudes, we're going international. And that's where you guys come in as members of our channel. Any of you guys that served missions, in Spanish-speaking countries, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There is a dearth of Spanish-speaking content out there. The church has not been able to catch up with everything that it wants to, translate. It hasn't been able to get everything all figured out. But here we are with Ward Radio. And now, actually, officially, I'm going to put it back on the screen for you guys. Not just Ward Radio, Radio del Barrio. And it's a fresh channel right there with no subs yet. So we want you guys all, as soon as this live stream is over, to go and sub to Radio del Barrio. All right. And if we ever pump out a video, you guys can see right here, we've got the first 6 of these, and it's really hard. I give tons of credit to Israel. Okay. He works really hard getting these videos done, but here we've got our first 4 videos. Necesitamos más Mariología. Conoce a la bestia del apocalipsis. Yeah, here we go, dude. There's Jonah Barnes, dog, right there.
Oh, dude.
You know, yeah. So here it is. And we got all the thumbnails, the whole 9
eso
yards.
explica, sin embargo, antes de Moisés, por qué es una serpiente. En el vuelo aquí, estoy mirando a la chica al lado mío.
Soy como el lagarto.
La serpiente, ¿no? Es un tipo de Cristo.
Si nos deshacemos de Bill Gates, Kyber, ¿qué hacemos con Mark Zuckerberg? Si ambos son
No creo
anticristos,
que
¿sabes a lo que me
eso
refiero?
sea una
Dude, so there we are, guys. It's official. It's been a lifetime goal of mine to get on a Telemundo. This is the next closest thing.
Telemundo.
You know what I'm
Dude,
saying?
it's
I mean,
real.
to get on a telenovela.
That's
So-
awesome.
So what? Yeah, no. So yeah. So what are your thoughts, guys? So Jacob, what are your thoughts? Talk to me.
I'm just like blown away right now. Obviously, by his incredible talent of putting this thing together. I mean, that's just like it's scary. But the bigger thing is, like, I have all sorts of people that I know from my mission. I'm still in touch with them on Facebook and all that kind of stuff. And now to be able to like share this with them, because like, and anyone who's served in a lot of these Spanish-speaking countries, you don't realize that like the content that's available in other countries sometimes isn't as expansive as what we have in the United States as English speakers. And so if we're able to put out good content, and no one else is doing this. I mean, this is like legit helping to bring the gospel to people in their own language. Like, this is really cool.
Yeah, dude, it's pretty wild. The Brittany, what did you think when you first saw it?
So when Israel, we met him at the studio, and I think you guys are both like, hey, watch this. And I was just going in blind. I was like, hey, what am I watching? Like, what's going on? And all of a sudden, Kwaku and Brad are talking in Spanish, and I was like, wait, what? I was like, that is pretty cool. Anyway, I was very impressed.
Yeah, so and Brad, what are your first thoughts right off the bat?
Well,
Brad and then Kwaku, what are your first thoughts?
First thought, can you make me speak Spanish with more of a Scottish accent in there so people are super confused? And on top of that, though, that is so awesome that you're able to like pull those together and make it so good. Like, that's going to be awesome for any of the Spanish-speaking members of the church, because if I'm not mistaken, there's more Spanish-speaking members of the church than there are none.
That those are in the States.
Yeah.
Yes.
So dang.
Yeah.
Dude, well done.
Wait till we get to
And-
the Portuguese version.
What?
Yeah,
Dude, no,
that's-
legitimately, I have seen in some of the work that I'm doing, people working with AI to be able to make some similar things like this happen. Mostly,
It's hard.
Yeah.
People think that you just set it and forget it. No, dude,
There's
Israel,
so much work going into this.
you and I, we need to actually make intros and outros in Spanish.
Right.
So it can start recognizing our linguistic pronunciation. This is all just going off of English to Spanish converters. Wait until we actually can start feeding AI what our voice sounds like when we try and pronounce un R or we try and pronounce un A instead of an A. You know, it's going to be pretty crazy.
And man, the other thing that came to mind was, how are you going to translate all the jokes?
Yeah, well, Israel, now I want to throw to you. Tell us a little bit about the process and what some of the biggest challenges that you and I have come up with and we've had to decide to overcome in a certain way. Because, for example, when we talk about our anti-Mormon boy Calvinist that's the Burger King of anti-Mormonism, sometimes that doesn't quite exactly translate to some dude in Colombia. And so do we take out the joke? Do we just let it go and be purists about it? It brings in all of these questions. Like when they're translating the Book of Mormon into some of the African languages that only have words for older brother or younger brother, when they came across my brother Sam, they realized they had a problem. They're like, well, was he the younger or the older brother? So they had to go ask the Quorum of the 12 Apostles, how do you want us to translate this? Because was he an older brother or a younger brother? And they prayed about it and they said, say that he's the younger brother. You know, so there's really interesting nuances that come into the translation process, and no one is better fitted to talk about them, of course, than Israel. So dude, just tell us a little bit about this process, what got you into this, what some of the things you had to overcome. You don't have to reveal any trade secrets, because I know you got a big, fat, expensive algorithm and formula you run, you know what I'm saying? But tell us, dog, how you do this, man.
So it's definitely quite of an intensive process, just because, like you were mentioning, you know, when you're throwing out jokes, or obviously the American way of communicating might not relate to someone in Peru or Mexico, whatnot. And so there, you kind of have to find that right balance of, are they going to understand this? Do we have to then remove it out of the video? So obviously it's quite intensive process. You're listening to everything. You're deciding whether to not keep it or not. So yeah, that's on that end. What was the other question? I'm sorry.
Just what are some of the challenges you had to overcome?
So one of the challenges, obviously, we've noticed is the overlapping, right? And that's, I know we're all having a conversation, right? You tend to somewhat overlap. At this point, AI is still struggling, trying to get those voices, to figure out who is who. There are ways to extract them and then be able to tell it, okay, this is speaker A, this is speaker B, but again, there are some hurdles there. I can only imagine it's going to get better as this technology progresses. But yeah, really excited, man.
Okay, so as a Spanish speaker, as Spanish being your first language, who has the sexiest, smoothest voice in Espanol?
Okay. My fellow brother over here, Kate.
Okay.
Kwaku.
Yeah.
What I found interesting, though, and I mentioned that to you, Cardin, is that I don't know if you just, in fact, if you're able to pull it up again, it almost gave you like a Mr. T type of. And I was like, wait, is the AI? What's going on? I was like, there's a mixture of Mr. T there. So I was like, that just, I found it
So
extremely,
Mr. T
funny.
has a predilection for 1970s and 80s action stars.
Right.
And Kwaku got to ride on the coattails of, you talking to me, fool? You know what I'm saying? That's hilarious.
That's funny.
All right. Sweet. Awesome. And,
And yes, there's other challenges such as there is a video where you are mentioning the plates, the golden plates. Well, AI thinks of translating plates into
like
guess what?
Dishes.
Thank
into
you.
dishes.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden you're saying platos.
Ah.
And
Instead
I'm
of
like,
las planchas de
Las
oro.
planchas de oro,
Yeah.
right? So we're gonna be doing some exercises where I'll basically tell you guys, hey, can you just repeat these words, right? And so then we can train it better or have that clip ready to go
Planchas de oro.
whenever there is these right.
So Kwaku, what are your thoughts, dog? What do you think, man?
No,
you haven't lived in South America, so I don't think you realize
here's one thing.
the doors this blows open for us.
So for my events, the people I've hired for my last 3 events, that the production company, they're all Latinos, and only one guy speaks English, and I have to communicate with him to tell them how I want the stage and lights and trusting everything to look. And enough people have recognized me from Ward Radio at this point. I'm really scared that I'm going to find myself in a position where I'm at an event and one guy's going to go, and he's going to say, "You speak Spanish?" And I'm going to say, "No." And he's going to be like, "You're a liar." And I'm like, "I don't know what's happening." And I'm going to put in this position where I'm going to look like a racist because I'm going to pretend like I don't know how to speak this language, but he's been videos of me bear my testimony in his native tongue. What crumbs?
Right.
No, this is really cool. This is one of the coolest things ever. This is so cool to even be a part of this. This is
amazing.
really down.
And you know what's so cool about this is that being I was born in Mexico City, so grew up watching all the dubs, right? But anyone that's from Latin America would obviously is going to relate to this. Every single dub was in that Spaniard accent.
Yeah.
And
Vosotros sabéis
claro,
que
hombre,
cuando queráis venir,
pero eso es lo que estamos diciendo, hombre.
Necesito comer mis zapatos.
Right. When we started seeing this, I'm like, oh my gosh, no, you it does the translation and even picks up. I've seen certain accents, Colombian accents, obviously Mexican accents, Puerto Rican accents. I've noticed that as well. So again, this just gives it's a whole new ball game, really.
What accent do I have? Which of the South American accents do I have?
Yeah, what does he sound like, Israel?
He totally sounds like Mr. T. You seriously sound like Mr. T.
This guy's accentless. This is a weird.
Okay, dude. So now you guys know the system, and here's what we want you guys to do. If you can and you speak Spanish, subscribe to Radio del Barrio. And just go check it out. You guys know how to spell it. It's just Ward Radio translated into Spanish.
They want you to post the link.
Yeah, post the link, dude. Can we post that in somewhere?
Yeah, let me see here if I can post the. How do you do share channel? Hold on, where is this right here? Here's create, likes, dislikes. You know, actually, here's what I'll do is I'm just going to go to your channel, view channel on YouTube, and then I'm going to click on this right here, copy. And then I think I can put a YouTube clip in the chat right here, right? Boom. So let me see. Did that go through, babe? I believe it just did. So in the chat, you guys should be able to see the channel Radio del Barrio, and go there, subscribe to it. We haven't made any of the playlists yet. We're going to be working on it. It's barely functional. But here you will find that there's 6 videos, just some of the recent best ones we thought that would translate well. And here's the 6 videos. We've got Los testigos del libro de Mormón lo prueban todo. And, desmentir el libro de Mormón es un evangelio diferente, which literally means debunking. You say desmentir means to like unlie somebody.
Okay, I just asked my friend how to say like something welcoming to our new Spanish subscribers. He told me I need to say, "Me encantan las latinos culonos grandes."
Okay.
What? Me encantan los latinos culonos. You just literally said,
"Me encantan las latinas culonas grandes."
You just said, I like Latin women with big boobs.
No,
No,
but we'll
that's
leave it
not-
as that. But,
that's not what he said.
Think J-Lo, but yeah, we want to.
Oh, big booties. Sorry. Yeah, I couldn't understand the lunfardo, which means the slang. But yeah.
I thought it was going to be something sweet.
Yeah, he said.
Well,
yeah.
if you speak Dominican Spanish, it was.
Yeah. So
There it is.
okay. So, by the way, in Spanish, Jacob, you can attest to this. The word coger in Argentina.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
that's a big uh-oh. When you go across the border into Chile, coger means to grab.
Right.
Okay? In Argentina, it means the F word. Like if you want to say go F yourself, you would literally say like, you wouldn't say andate. You would literally say like go cogete. But if you're from
Easy there.
yeah, you know,
We got
it's crazy.
it.
But we would get Peruvian immigrants coming over, and if you're gonna go pick something up, like pick it up, like when a child would drop something, say like cogetelo, which literally means like go pick it up. So we would have Peruvians walking around the cultural hall, literally saying like to their children, andate, cogetelo, and like just like you're like and the Argentines are like, oh my gosh, like
This reminds me, I had a roommate from Brazil who learned English through watching South Park. Okay, so sometimes he would say things, and I was like shocked that he learned from South Park.
If un-American, non-American kids watch American action movies growing up, they will be bilingual by the time they're 7 years old. We had 3 of those kids in my Sarate ward. I would have a kid come up on Sundays who was 100% Argentine, 10 generations back, Argentine, all the way to the 1700s. And he'd come up and he'd say, "Yo, what's up, bro? How you doing, man?" And I'd be like, "Bro, man, what? Who are you?" And he's like, "Oh, yeah, my name's Maximo. Yeah, I grew up here. Where you from?" You know, and I was like, "Where are you from?" Anyway, you can always tell the kids that learned academic English because they'd be like, Where are you from,
Well, this
mister?
guy sounded like Eric Cartman. So he was trying to say that one of our roommates doing something dumb, and he's like, "Oh, he's such a stupid crackhead." And I was like, "Whoa, jeez, man." That's
it's
kind of
true.
he didn't realize how like of an intense insult that it was hilarious.
That's awesome.
Oh, you know what? Shoot, Ben Johnson just brought up a point. I'm an idiot. They're all unlisted videos. Have we not listed them yet?
Yeah, because so our game plan is to sandbag.
Yeah.
About I don't know 10 videos, and so we'll have plenty as a backup as we're translating those that are the most current ones.
Can we get the first 3 out?
Yeah, you're more than welcome to. Yeah.
Okay, which one should we do? Which one should we do, guys?
Yeah, I'm having them on the chat.
Internet chat vote right here. Should we do? We need more Mariology. Conoce a la bestia del Apocalipsis, which means meet the beast of the Book of Revelation. Sorry. We found the Lost 10 Tribes of Israel. Oh, we got to use that one.
Mariology is going to be big for a Spanish guy.
Okay, so look. So here we go. We're going to make that one public and publish that one.
And Cardin, while you're at it, maybe ask them what video they would like for us to work on.
Oh, yes.
Right?
What videos would you guys like to see us do?
Obviously the ones featuring me.
Yes, that's actually probably not a bad idea. We'll start out with the ones that feature you. But actually, no, what I want to do with you, Jacob, and it's one of the things I was excited about to talk about this, is you and I actually speak Spanish. Mine is far better than yours. Yours is that broken, crappy missionary Spanish that's only about 8 out of 10 Spanish.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Actually.
It's still so far above mine, you have nothing to worry about.
Not really. Then I'm totally just kidding.
Mine's like gutter Dominican
it
Spanish from
genuinely
the
has
bus.
gotten pretty bad. I think, Cardin, you work with more Latinos and get to use it more often, and so I'm like...
I'm also just better at it than you.
All right.
So I'm not.
You're salty tonight, man.
I know. I'm sorry.
Look, he's so much further ahead of me in
I need
life,
to repent.
economically, spiritually, metaphysically, philosophically. I have to get him on one
and
thing.
his beard.
And his beard, and he like kills animals and makes pelts for his children, like blankets for. You made a blanket for your children out of like mink or something like
it was
that.
muskrat, actually. Yes, I did trap muskrat on the
What?
Truckee River. Caught
Yeah.
about 25, and then we skinned them and had them tanned and turned into a blanket for my baby son.
Wow.
Yeah.
Jacob,
so
that
while
is
he's
awesome.
out doing those macho manly things, I can make fun of him for his Spanish because it's the only thing I got on him. It's like the only thing I got him. He's making frickin' muskrat blankets for his children. He would survive the apocalypse. My children would freeze.
He
you
will
know?
survive
He
the
will
apocalypse.
defy. Okay. So anyway, we thought this was totally awesome. Scale of 1 to 10, how cool was this, Kwaku?
Oh, this is super cool.
Yeah.
This is really cool.
Dude, total 10 out of 10. Yeah.
10 out of 10. I was hoping. So did this live up to the expectation that I didn't tell you guys and I made it a surprise? Did
Heck
this-
yeah. Dude, it's
Yo,
so
yeah.
cool.
Okay, cool.
Hey, Carden,
Rock on.
can I have a second?
Yes, bro. Hit it.
Both of the general authorities who I know watch the show have already texted me and have given their props. I can't say who they are, obviously, but that's pretty exciting.
Are they the same ones that pay us large sums of money from the church's secret vault
Secret vault.
in order to Trojan horse our...
Yeah, tell Garrett W. Gong to run me my check.
I want that cheese in Bitcoin. You know, that's funny. All right. Well, thank you very much. Let's catch up on our last super chats, and then we got to get out of here, man. So, babe, run us on these super chats. We're already 35 minutes into overtime. We got to go. So, catch us up on all those super chats. Brittany,
Okay, I think we
keepers of the
left off
chats.
on Polynike's 2000. He says, "What about Thoughtful Faith studio announcement?"
Oh.
What's that, bro?
I may be in the process right now with my own bare hands building a studio for myself.
What?
In a secret location, maybe very close to my own house. But yeah,
You're getting a tough shed and putting it back, and
kind of. You guys have heard of what is it? The She Shed. I'm doing something like that, but more manly and studio oriented.
Like a man cave.
I do have a
Yeah.
gift
Okay.
that I'm going to give you, and I might as well tell you now. But I've been, and Brittany can attest to this. Brittany can attest to this. I've gotten into antique rifles, and it's kind of interesting. If it's an antique made before 1888 in California, 1898 federally, if it's an antique rifle, it actually doesn't count as a sale of the firearm. It generally can be shipped to your laws. Everybody check your own local municipal laws and stuff like that. I'm not a freaking lawyer for your hometown here. But generally, if it's older than 1888, even though it's a rifle, a musket, or a hand revolver or whatever, it doesn't count as a regularly sold firearm. It counts as an obsolete firearm that's considered an antique, so it can be shipped straight to your door. You don't need an FFL, you don't need a gun dealer, so on and so forth. So I've been looking into getting into all these cool rifles from back in the day. In fact, I have recently acquired, and I just paid for it. It's going to be a podcast on this show. The exact year and dated pepper box that Joseph Smith fired while he was in Liberty Jail. Yes.
What?
Yes. There was a 3-year period where a certain style of Allen and Thurber pepper box was made. It's the 6-barrel pepper box that Joseph Smith was given, and he injured 3 of his assailants with. It's not the exact same one because that one is in the church history library. But there was a short period of time where that manufacturer on that patent made that pepper box. There's only a certain amount of them, and I found one at an antique dealer in North Carolina and have acquired it.
Dude.
And we're going to do a show where we shoot Joseph Smith's pepper box and see what that was like. Okay.
Dude.
So
See how many times it misfires?
yeah, well, the Nauvoo Legion was also issued. Orrin Porter Rockwell had an 1803 Hawkins black powder rifle, and the Nauvoo Legion had a bunch of 1816 flintlocks, which had been converted to percussion cap muskets, and you can actually find them still. You can find 1816 muskets in dealers in Illinois and surrounding areas that quite possibly could have been owned by the Nauvoo Legion because they were given them by the government in Chicago. And so I'm going to acquire for you, Jacob, once I got enough cash here and this tax return comes in, what I want to do is I want to get one of those muskets, because something that you haven't told your audience yet is how many guns are in your studio that are off camera. You've got like 50 million guns off camera, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a nice piece of oak, and I'm going to get 2 antique trowels, and I'm going to embed them in the oak, and I'm going to have them be what the gun rests on, so that while there's muskets and trowels, you're going to have muskets and trowels behind you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Carden,
it's going to be pretty
this
cool.
is like my little heart just fluttered. Like that was like that's like a really nice gift.
Yeah,
man.
it's actually pretty sick. So but
Hey,
it's been hard.
bromance, man.
That is some serious bromance.
It's a good thing.
That's what I'm talking about, dude. Look, I'm getting a typewriter for Brad.
This is what the gospel's for.
I'm getting
What? Wait, really?
Quaku's getting left out. I haven't gotten a really good gift for Quaku yet. What should I get you, Quaku?
Sports Illustrated model.
Hey, I already got ones. I got a hot
that's
girlfriend. I don't need a Sports Illustrated.
That's
She's
true. We
hotter
gotta
than
find something for you, Quaku. You don't like muskets, although we have gotten you into guns as you come down. You're a pretty decent shot, bro. You're a natural talent.
Well, I got to
You know?
prepare myself to. Never mind. I can't finish
Yeah.
this.
All right, cool. So, any last super chats before we go?
Yes, there's a lot.
Okay, catch us up.
Okay. I don't even know what this guy's username is. ROFLO Copter 123.
Raflal Copter 123.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hola muchachos from Sweden. All that's missing from Carden's AI Spanish is him shouting goal.
Oh, dude. when so, hola, damas y caballeros. Bienvenidos a World Radio. Go! Yes. Okay, cool.
Keep being awesome, y'all.
Hey, I was a Spanish-speaking tour guide at Universal Studios. Damas y caballeros, bienvenidos a los estudios Universal. Vamos a venir. Oh, it was
Do
crazy.
people know what
Vamos a ir en
your-
una gira de los estudios hoy. Por favor, siéntense sentados. You know what I'm saying? It'll be
Okay,
like, yeah.
Israel, we need you to translate that part into English for the Spanish audience.
Yeah.
It was
Carden.
so bad the AI won't recognize it.
Yeah.
Do people know what your college major was?
Spanish literature and poetry after I quit physics. I was a physics major, actually.
Isn't that cool?
first. Yeah.
Spanish literature and poetry.
Yeah. Worked on you.
Okay. Rex
all you need.
Good says, I want to hear Quaku's impressions in Spanish.
No. That's a quick way to get yourself canceled.
Okay, keep going.
Peggy West says, I'm a 55-year-old grandma from Arizona.
What?
Yeah.
I float so well that I can get a job as a life preserver. I love the channel. You boys make me laugh. I also love thoughtful faith. Jacob is correct about the Sports Illustrated models.
Oh, look
Nice.
at you. Look at you, Jacob.
Well, it's interesting that she's a life preserver in Arizona because most Arizona women suck the life out of you. It's like,
Who hurt you,
Oh my
Quaku?
gosh.
Okay, keep going, babe.
Mike Lewis says, check out the AI bot, LDS bot.
Oh, we should.
Okay, what is that?
It's a thing that Mormoner put together. The LDS bot, or B.H. Roberts Foundation, they have LDS bot. Just type it into Google, and you can like ask it questions, and it will answer all of them like in a gospel way. It's
okay.
really cool. We should do an episode on it.
We'll do it. Okay.
And, before we end, I'm sorry, Jacob Hansen. I wasn't trying to be rude to you earlier. I really wasn't trying to be mean, and I'm really sorry.
That's
I
a
will
Canadian that came out.
Be,
He gave me the Canadian sorry.
Yay, sorry.
and
That
I'm
makes
sure
everything right.
when we do the episode on the Sports Illustrated models thing, like I've seen a tiny bit of this, and so
I
but-
will gladly do the homework and the research for the Sports Illustrated.
Oh my gosh!
Illustrated edition.
But I
I love
want
you,
to say
Brad.
I'm
Sorry,
totally
I
open
like to disagree.
If there is information that you have that like I'm totally open to information you have about it that could change my mind about it.
Sounds
So
good.
sorry for
My mind won't be changed. It can't be changed.
Okay.
I'm firmly dug in. There's no going back.
Brittany, let's go.
Okay, I think we're caught up.
We're all caught up. Okay, cool. Well, guys, this is going to be our outro. If you got any last super chats, get them out of your system right now because unfortunately we are overtime, overtime here. This has been
my computer died.
Your computer died. Yeah, this is
My
crazy.
phone did not die. If anyone is more shocked than me, I don't know.
That's
My phone is
impressive.
alive
Yeah, your
still.
phone does a lot while you're doing the Keepers of the Chats thing.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, guys, please make sure you check out the Radio del Barrio channel. Okay, if you can subscribe, make sure you subscribe. I'll do it one more time. See if I can put it in the chat one more time. Also, if you haven't had a chance yet to like this video, please make sure that you like this video as well. We got all kinds of cool stuff coming up. I was hoping to actually have the shirts ready by now, but it might be in an upcoming live stream. But we're working on shirts right now. We're working on getting out in the field and doing some cool like Vice News short form documentaries. We're all obviously always improving the studio. Got some really cool new equipment here. Haven't been able to set it up yet, but thanks you guys for all your super chats, because now the sound problems that we were having with our old board that was literally quitting on us are now going to be fixed with the new Zoom that also has a lot more channels open for it and everything, as well as we're giving Brad his own seat over here with his own lighting, his own microphone, his own everything. Yeah, you always get scrunched.
Happy birthday.
Nice. Yeah, you always get scrunched with everybody
Happy
there.
birthday.
Yeah. And then we're getting one of those wine bottles where you can drink straight out of the bottle, and it's got the wine thingy for Brittany. You know what I'm saying? So her
Happy birthday.
So her Pepsi can look that much better. And Kwaku, we got to get a good gift for you, bro. What's something cool we can give Kwaku? You know?
An honorary diploma from BYU, Idaho.
Aww. That's true.
I already have enough cup holders.
Savage. All right. Well, this has been real. And
Cup
this has
holder.
been
No,
fun.
what is it? What is it? The
coaster.
The
coaster.
That's the
Coaster. It would have been a funnier joke if I got the right
No,
word.
we got it. We got what you were saying. So anyway, yeah, this has been real, and it's been fun, and it has been real fun. This has been super cool. Thank you for everybody who participated. Thank you for everybody.
All right,
that
there's one more
chatted.
super chat
Oh,
that
last super
snuck
chat.
in.
Okay.
Pale Horse Riding Boomer says Jacob has only one flaw. He is a Manogue miner.
Oh, a Manogue miner. Wow,
miner.
This must be someone who really knows a lot about me. That's my
Whoa.
high school. Bishop Manogue is a Catholic high school that I went to, and I was actually a Latter-day Saint student body president of a Catholic high school, and I actually loved that high school. Had a great experience there, and yeah, I can't say enough good things about it. So I'm sorry if you don't like that, but tough.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Or maybe he was just ribbing you, dog. He was just ribbing.
Did you ever get into a fight with a nun?
No, but Sister Margaret, she was from Ireland, and she didn't like it when Jacob Hansen was showing up late to class. And that was literally like what she would say. She like literally would, she had this thick Irish accent, and we'd always make potato jokes about her in 8th grade. And yeah, but she was full on Irish nun.
That's beautiful.
Loved Sister Margaret.
Okay, there's
We
one more
get-
super
we
chat.
gotta read that one.
I can tell you want to
Is
read
that
it.
real?
You can
There's
read
no
it.
way that's
read it,
real.
Kwaku.
Oh,
read
no.
the super chat, Kwaku.
You have to scroll back down. I can't see it.
Okay, the super chat. You can read it, Kwaku. Go.
Totally ran into the Bible Burger King last week. I asked if he was the Burger King, and he looked deflated. I want this to happen to him every day.
Oh, that's so. That makes me feel so bad.
I don't know if that's real or not.
I
But
don't
that's
know.
really funny.
Oh, that made us all laugh. Okay.
That made my soul hurt.
It made mine sore. That's interesting. We're having divergent reactions to this, right? Wait, okay. So,
Poor Brother
so
Durden.
John Delin's cachetes, is that like a slang term? What does that mean, Israel?
For someone, yes.
Was that again?
I don't know if that's a slang term or not. But anyway, yeah, have you ever seen that slang term before? I've never seen it before. Yeah, I don't recognize it. But anyway, it said, totally ran into the Bible Burger King last night. He's one of the biggest evangelical anti-Mormons. He looks totally like the Burger King bro. Like, I'm not kidding you, okay? And he makes these anti-Mormon videos. And how do you prove that this actually happened without, like, videotaping it
He
looking like you're
said
on
it's real in the chat.
Yeah,
He
man.
just said it's real.
Wait, dog.
Imagine just being Jeff Durbin, and then you're just at like a Ralph's or something, and some guy's like, "Yo, Burger King!" It's like, I can't believe it's catching on.
Oh no!
He's the anti.
Oh
The
no!
best part is, it's not something he could have ever prepared for. He had no clue he was gonna wake up one day to 100 comments calling him the Burger King.
Oh, dude. If somebody got that on camera without being like really creepy about it or something like that, that would be so.
Can I guess that word cachetes? Or it means cheeks.
Oh, his jowls.
Oh gosh.
That means his jowls. Yeah, that's what.
Jowls.
Oh, that's what Jonah Barnes always makes fun of. So I'm gonna go. Here it is. Okay, so this is who we're talking about. Just so you get to see who we're talking about here, Israel. This is the #1 anti-Mormon, at least on the Calvinist side.
Now
Yeah, you've seen him.
it makes
you know,
sense.
Yeah, you know what you're talking about. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Hold on. I myself was like, wait a minute, what? I just couldn't make the. Okay, yeah, totally.
You just.
In fact, when I do this episode, yeah, there's gonna be some fun AI, a nice clown, maybe animate him.
So when we were calling him the anti-Mormon Burger King, you didn't know what we were talking about until you just saw this picture.
Totally.
Right
No.
now.
Yeah. Just there he is.
Okay, so I am going to be super curious to see what you come up with.
Oh yeah, that's going to be fun.
Because here's the picture of what Jonah Barnes made when we were doing this podcast. I am going so far up into our Discord, it's had to like refresh the memory 2 times here. But I want to see if I can't show on the screen the original picture that Jonah Barnes made. Do you guys remember which video it was or how long ago that he did it? Here's the ones with Mike Winger. Give us 2 seconds. If I don't find another 10 seconds. Oh, here it is. Dude, look at this, bro. Look at that. There's the
It goes together perfectly.
For a second, I had thought he had photoshopped on the beard and then realized it was the real one.
It's the real one.
There's the anti-Mormon Burger King, bro.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one.
Him, dude.
Oh, yeah.
It's him. Like, I mean, seriously, look, there he is. He's literally the anti-Mormon Burger King, bro. Like, okay, so was that pretty good? You didn't even see the Photoshop, and you totally got it.
He just saw him.
Oh yeah, I get it now.
Dude, he needs to embrace it and run with it too. He needs to lean into that meme, or else his soul's gonna be destroyed. If he's just like, they're calling me the Burger King, acting all poor and stuff like that. So anyway, all right, cool. Voice cracked. So anyway, guys, this has been awesome. It's been real and it's been fun. Thank you to everybody who has super chat us today. Thank you for everybody that's hung out with us. Any last words before we go? No, that's it. Okay, it's been real and it's been fun and it's been real fun. Everybody, please make sure that you like this stream. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe yet, please make sure you subscribe. And as always, if you want to know more and hang out with us and see more, please check us out on Ward Radio.